Two to you, Soft Cell and Tainted Love. It's now 7 to 8. And it's a very good morning to Dubbo Region Mayor Matt Dixon. Good morning, Matthew.
Good morning to you too. I'm not sure if that Tainted Love is something you put on just as I came in.
Well, who knows? Who knows? No, it's very respectful for our Dubbo Region Mayor here. One of the things, as we are running a little bit short on time today, one of the things to come out of the last Dubbo Regional Council meeting was the review of the rate structure for 2023-24. Now, Dubbo Regional Councillors have recommended that the rate structure incorporate the rate pegging limit of 3.7%, with the percentage being the maximum permitted for the rating year. Can you tell us more about this, please?
It's actually quite a complicated time. Every 3 years it gets more complicated, and I'll go into detail on that in a moment. So, talk about what you just mentioned there. IPART, the Independent Pricing and Regulatory Tribunal, has made a recommendation that 3.7% is the maximum amount that you can put your rate up by. Now, we can put it up by less than that, we can put it up by 0 if you like, but with inflation running around 7%, it makes it hard to keep delivering those services. So councillors certainly are comfortable, even though, yes, it'd be nice not to put rates up, but I'm sorry, ratepayers, we need to have more income to keep providing services. So 3.7% is the amount. There is an ability to put the rate up by more than that, doing something called a special rate variation. We're not doing that this year, and it's been in my whole council career, and I think there's been one time that we've done that I can remember, and that was in particular, or specifically for the theatre, to build the theatre to get some extra income. But there are some councils across the state that are going for special rate variations of 80%, 50%, 30%, so some very significant rate increases. So 3.7% is where we're going with that. Now, that sounds simple because it means that your rate's going down by 3.7%. Not quite correct. There are 15 different rating categories across the Dubbo Regional Council local government area. And to throw another little spanner in the works here, the Valuer General every 3 years gives you a new value for the unimproved land value of your block of land, whether that be business, whether that be farm, whether that be a house block. There's a new value that comes out, and everyone should have received a letter. Every landowner in the local government area, in fact across the state, should have received a letter to say what the new unimproved land value is. And that doesn't necessarily go up evenly across the entire LGA. The winners/losers, I'm not sure which way you want to look at it, but the most significant change across the LGA has been in Geary. So the land values in Geary have gone up significantly more than the land value increase across the rest of the LGA. So that's been quite interesting. So people in Geary say, wow, my house is worth more now, isn't this fantastic? But that also means that their rates would go up by more. So what we've got to try and do is try and balance all this out, put the increase across the whole lot in a fair and reasonable way, taking into account the 15 different rating categories and the different valuations the Valuer General has put on these. And as I said, every 3 years the Valuer General does that. So mix all that together, and if your house value or your land value has gone up by 40%, that doesn't necessarily mean your rates are going up by 40%, because all we can do from the local government legislation is put the overall rating pool up by 3.7%. So it might mean that if your land value has gone up by more than the average, your rates might go up by more than 3.7%. If your land value has gone up by less than the overall average, it might go up by less than 3.7%. There are some areas that might even go down in rates, and there'll be some that will go up significantly more than 3.7%. So it's a complicated beast, the whole review of the rating structure. Again, that's why we have it in our papers for people to read. We've got some examples in there. We've picked random addresses across the LGA just to give people some examples of the amounts that might change there and how the values are changed across those rating categories.
So how can they find out more? Is there further correspondence coming, or is there somewhere where they can go and view these and then have their say, or find more information?
Absolutely right. So you've got, the first thing is people should have received a letter from the Valuer General. They had a certain amount of time to appeal that valuation if they wanted to. That period may have finished by now, because those letters should have come out from the Valuer General several months ago, and I think you've only got 60 days, maybe 90 days to appeal that. So that part of it is probably just about expired by now. In terms of the rates that we're going to impose, then the information is all out there. It's all public at the moment. It's part of our draft budget, and so we're inviting people to have their say till the 29th of May this month, and basically look at that, analyse it. It is complicated. I apologise for that. I don't know that we can make it any simpler. There might be an argument to put some of those 15 categories, rating categories, maybe to combine some of those in future years. But this year we said let's leave those 15 and really just look at the rates across those 15 categories.
So that people can view these and have their say. Is it online? Can they go to the chambers? How does that work?
Absolutely, it's online. You can go on there. If you just go to the front page of the Dubbo Council website, you'll see information there. There is a new dedicated website to have your say, and of course the physical document, 240 pages or thereabouts of it, is available at the council building, both in Wellington and Dubbo, if you want to go and get that physical document.
Dubbo Region Mayor Matthew Dickerson, as always, thank you for your time this morning on 2 to You, coming up to 2 minutes to 8.